So I'm just to continue the story time. This is part 2, and I'm going to continue from where I left off, which is after I got off of the subway and got on the bus and everything and sat by the window, and then I looked up to the subway where the elevated subway where the stairs are with it, and I happened coming down the stairs. I happened to see the angel of the Lord in this same green, emerald green suit. And so he's coming off the stairs, and as he comes down, as if to know exactly where I'm at on the bus and that I'm on the bus, he begins to look out down at me as he's coming off of these elevated stairs off the subway. And I'm like, whoa, he's looking at me as he's walking down the stairs. And then he comes around walking, the whole time he's walking to this bus, as when he gets off the stairs, he's still looking at me. Because I told you I like to look out the window when I'm on the bus to look for my friends. And it's like as if he knew where I was going to sit, where I was going to be, that I was going to be sitting there looking out of the window on the bus, waiting for friends, and I'm seeing him, and I'm like, wow. And I'm just looking at him like, oh my God. I start doing this like, and then of course, as I said, I always like to look around at other people to see do they know that he's an angel of the Lord like I know? And I'm just looking around, and then now at that point, the bus had already begun to get crowded. And by the time he made his way to the bus, it was really crowded. And it was so weird because as he was standing on that line outside that bus waiting to get on, I kept saying, please don't let him get on, please don't let him go on, please let it be too much. And which was like crazy because I think because I knew he was an angel of the Lord, but I was kind of nervous, like, where's this going? And so, but he got on the bus. He was the last person on the bus, and he wound up standing very close between the first seat on the bus and where the bus operator was, the bus driver. And he was standing the whole entire time, people, I kid you not, this man, who is the angel of the Lord, was staring at me the whole time. And so at that point, I said to myself, okay. As the bus began to stroll off, I said, he wants me to know something. Just submit to this whole thing because this is a message. He's trying to tell me something. And what went into my spirit was that other man, he's trying to tell me something about the other young man. And the first thing I thought was, I think he's either going to call me. I said, I hope to God he hasn't followed me home no type of way when I came from that clinic, because I was looking behind me each way because I was like, I hope he's not going to follow me. So I said, pay attention. Now it's time to pay attention. Stop the whole, because this is an intervention, an angelic intervention. Pay attention because he's trying to protect me at this point. So the bus began to drive off, and we're driving the whole time when we were making my way toward my apartment, where this bus was, going, because it stops in front of my apartment building in my complex. And the whole time he was staring at me. He stood up the whole time staring at me. I was like, wow, this is important for me to know because something he's trying to tell me. And the first thing I thought, I said, either that guy's going to call me, but he better not come. He'll come, and he's trying to warn me. So when the bus gets to my stop and I get off the bus and go into my complex, and no sooner did I go into my building, go upstairs into my apartment, I kid you not, 30 minutes did not pass, and this man called me, the evil one, who got out of the elevator and bumped me, called me, and he begins to talk about these vile acts all over again, and let me come over and blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what, I'm really busy. And I said, I know what he wants me to do. Now the angel of the Lord stayed on the bus, but the whole time he looked at me. He stayed on the bus. He didn't get off the bus. He looked at me like to say, don't you do it, girl. Don't you do it. Don't let that man come nowhere near you. And now I figured it out. Now I'm clued up. I'm like, when I'm on that call, I just got rid of him. I said, I'm busy and I got to go. And I honestly don't want you to call me anymore because I'm a Christian and I'm very uncomfortable about what you're talking about. Okay, so, and I don't do things like that. And I just hung up, and that was it. And I took that bracelet that I put somewhere on a table, and I took it, And I walked out the door of my apartment, because outside the door there's what's called an incinerator. It burns garbage. And I opened the incinerator and I threw it down the incinerator and let it burn down there. It was just, and got rid of it. And then when I came in my apartment, I said a prayer to cleanse my whole apartment of that, and I was done. And that, so I'm telling you this story, people, because I want you to understand about angels and about how they do, and about the Lord God in heaven. Sometimes He will indeed send His angels. I want you to understand what, in this time where we're coming up on, when the Archangel Michael will indeed stand up for the people of Israel. So I thought to myself, this is that time. This is that time because of what's happening in New York and in different places. The world cams are watching, around the world. They're waiting for this 3 days of darkness to go down. We saw the pre-pebble of it in New York, when that thick darkness was hovered over New York and you couldn't even see Brooklyn. This is that time. That the Archangel Michael will be standing up for the people of Israel. And so I thought to share this story because of that reason. I wanted to share the story for a while, but this is when I said, okay, this has happened now, I'm going to share this story so that you understand who Michael is and how he does. He is indeed an angel who protects. He's unlike Gabriel. Gabriel, I'm going to share that story time with you another time about Gabriel. Gabriel is that good news angel that you always want to see him, because he always comes with good news. So Gabriel is a good news angel, very different from Michael. Gabriel does not do wars. He probably will be blowing that horn when the time comes for Jesus to come, because that's good news. But he doesn't do the war part. I think somebody said on a video that, she had a vision of this whole thing where, she saw the war angel. There were bazillions of them. There were so many. They were in their war gear. And then she said she saw one really huge angel standing by, and she said, I think that was Gabriel. And I was like, no, that wasn't Gabriel. That was Michael, the Archangel Michael, because also something the Lord God in heaven showed me is, He showed me the silhouette of Michael in his angelic form, and he is very grandioso. It's like he fills a room. He is very massive in his supernatural angelic form. He's very massive, people. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that you're encouraged by that, so that you understand that angels do exist. And the heavenly angels are out here at this time, just like the eagles. So don't get that twisted and think that, Satan's going to overtake and take something. This is his end. And so understand that if he's coming on this earth, understand that the heavenly angels are here too. So I just wanted to share that. I hope you're encouraged by that. And y'all take care. So bye-bye until the next episode of Holly's World. See you then. Bye-bye.